Dragon's Dogma 2 has been revealed, which made me want to revisit the first one, and wow, I forgot how great this game truly is. It's kinda like revisiting an old friend that hasn't changed at all, and then also being told that there's an exact copy of that friend being worked on that's an improved and even better version. So if you haven't played Dragon's Dogma 1, allow me to tell you why it stands out for us who did, and why you should look forward to the sequel. You can climb things! You ever wanted to climb a Cyclops, mount a lion-snake-goat hybrid, ride an ogre, hitch onto various wildlife? If this didn't trigger an immediate dopamine response, then don't worry, the game has you covered from its multitude of classes. To start with, you get to pick from 3 classic action RPG classes. You got the Knight, Sorcerer, and Ranger. But before long, you get the option to pick a hybrid between these classes to make something entirely new. Want to shoot spells but also want to dabble in archery? Try the Magic Archer. Want to be melee focused but also want to cast spells? Try Mystic Knight. Or maybe you want to imitate your favorite feel-good anime, wear all black and use a giant two-handed sword. Which brings us to a system called pawns, which is an accurate term as I always needlessly sacrifice them. But I think an even more accurate term is super loathsome and very expendable servants. But let's just use an acronym to make it simpler. So in the beginning of the game you can start off by customizing your very own slave, of which you can actually have up to 2. The first one you get to choose their looks, class, and even their behavior, which the latter is kind of important because you can easily choose poorly and have your slaves have a mind of their own, which can make them completely ignore your cry for help and leave you to die on your own. But just remember, looks factually do matter in this game, and if you decide to go with an all-female team, you may encounter additional hardship. Has realism gone too far? Once you've created your slave, they get uploaded to the Rift. Here you can see what everyone else made for their pawn, slaves, and hire them for a small fee of $0. Once you're done assembling your team and you take them out into the world, you might realize that they speak. They speak a lot. And also, did you know that goblins are weak to fire? Did you know that wolves are weak to fire? Did you know that undead are weak to fire? Did you know that all roads lead to Grand Soren? But don't worry, even if you're forgetful, your slaves will constantly remind you, relentlessly like a schizophrenic being reminded to please take your medicine. Other than that, they're a really great addition to the combat, and it's clear the game designed a lot of enemies and bosses with this feature in mind. Oh yeah, and the bosses, they're fantastic. And the soundtrack, just give this a listen. Okay, so what are some things I'd like to see improved for the sequel? Well, first off, the story. The story is so forgettable that I can really only tell you the start of it and the end of it. Any lore, backstory, or events leading up to the final act of the game, I've completely forgotten about. Other than the fact that you can get, and I quote, a beloved, which can be a questionable aged witch. But don't worry, this is fantasy after all, so she can be as old as you need her to be. Secondly, the game only has 1 save slot. I struggle to think of that many games with only 1 save slot, and it just feels like they went, huh? Save slots? Dude, just start over, man, what's the problem? With that being said, I think this game is absolutely amazing, and if you can deal with the 2016 jankiness, I recommend you really try the original, or at least look forward to the sequel if you're a fan of the genre. Okay, that's it. Bye!